Help us save a family of 10 from homelessness. You have no idea how much your support means to us. Your subscription would honestly change everything. Hitting that subscribe button isn't just a click, it's providing a decent life for them. What if I told you that a tiny shift in ocean temperatures across the Pacific could totally flip the script on global weather patterns? And get this, there's a phenomenon brewing right now that's shaping up to be the most intense in 150 years. We're talking levels that rival the catastrophic event of 1877, which tragically claimed 50 million lives. How can warm water wreak havoc by drying up fields and drowning cities all at the same time? Let's dive in and break it down. Back in June 2026, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA, officially dropped the news: El Niño is here. They recorded sea surface temperatures in the Central Pacific spiking 0.7 degrees Celsius above the norm. That tiny number? It's not just some random stat, it's the spark that's literally rearranging the massive flow of heat energy throughout our entire atmosphere. Scientists are now betting with a 65% chance that this thing is going to blow up into a full-blown super El Niño, with water temperatures in the tropics soaring more than 2 degrees Celsius. Just to put that into perspective, a standard event usually doesn't even crack the 0.5 degree mark. So what's the world going to look like when the ocean suddenly hits a heat level this extreme? This upcoming event could potentially mirror the sheer intensity of the 1877 to 1878 catastrophe, which left millions reeling as brutal droughts tore through China and India. In China alone, 9 million lives were lost, and India saw another 8 million perish. To this day, those years stand as a terrifying reminder of how a single climate disruption can spiral into a massive humanitarian tragedy. After firing off those requests, he realized some of his old accounts needed more than just a simple delete. The data had already been leaked in past breaches. He hit up link to haveibeenpwned.com and found his email had been popped in 12 different leaks, some from sites that don't even exist anymore. He then prioritized these leaks by how dangerous they were, starting with his banking and email accounts before tackling all the entertainment and social stuff. For example, all that heat stashed in the ocean gets dumped into the atmosphere, spiking global temperatures by another 0.2 degrees Celsius. Even though that sounds like a tiny number, it could be the exact thing that pushes the planet past that critical 1.5 degree threshold, which is a total game changer, and it's why 2027 is already looking like a solid bet to be the hottest year in recorded history. It's also totally wrecking the rainfall distribution, making it super unfair. We're talking massive, drowning floods hitting northern Peru and Ecuador, while at the same time, wildfires are absolutely tearing through Australia and Indonesia. It's like the whole planet is getting ripped apart by water and fire at once, putting millions of people on different continents in serious danger, all at the same time. And this climate mess is hitting the world's big four crops: wheat, rice, corn, and soybeans, where it really hurts. Corn and rice are totally freaking out over the droughts and the wonky monsoon winds in Asia. Meanwhile, wheat is getting hammered by the dry spell down in Australia, and soybean production in Brazil is taking a serious nosedive. If these crops all take a hit in the same season, the global food supply chain is going to get hit with a massive shock, causing prices to absolutely skyrocket. Reports from the Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, are already sounding the alarm that this kind of pressure hits the most vulnerable people first, making basic food staples feel like a luxury that not everyone can even afford anymore. And it's not just on land either. Marine ecosystems are facing a massive threat, with schools of fish migrating toward cooler waters just to escape the heat. Plus, those warmer waters are triggering toxic algae blooms off the west coast of the Americas, which is totally trashing the fishing industry and throwing the whole ocean food chain completely out of whack. El Niño is also messing with hurricane activity. It rips apart those high-speed winds over the Atlantic, which actually cuts down on their hurricanes, but then it turns around and supercharges them in the Pacific. It's like Mother Nature is slamming one door shut just to bust another one wide open, steering devastating storms toward new areas that have absolutely no clue what's about to hit them. Just look back at the similar 1997 to 1998 event. Economic damages completely skyrocketed into the tens of billions of dollars from crazy floods, brutal droughts, and widespread coral bleaching. And today, researchers are warning that our communities are way more vulnerable, meaning our current economic and political crises could make any natural disaster a whole lot more lethal and devastating. The anxiety is just off the charts, especially since European climate models are pointing toward ocean temperatures spiking by more than 3 degrees Celsius by the end of 2026. If that record-breaking scenario actually happens, it's going to be the most intense event we've seen since the 1950s. which is exactly why the United Nations is calling it a code red warning that demands we get our act together on a global scale like never before. So, this Super El Nino is a huge wake-up call about how complex our climate system really is. Just one little change in the ocean can shake the whole planet to its core. But honestly, it's also a massive chance to use science to adapt and get ready. Are we actually going to listen to the warnings before Mother Nature lets loose? The answer is totally in our hands today.